Do these videos. But this will be a little bit different. So what's happening YouTube, by the way? I forgot that part. And what's happening Twitch? Well, we're doing this live right now. So I'm going to do my Lilias review. I normally stay away from reviews on characters because they're subject to someone's opinion, and I don't know. I just never been one to do them. But I feel like I have a pretty good grasp on Lilias, so I'm going to go ahead and hop in here and give a review. What I think about her. Is she worth pulling for? Things I like about this unit, okay? So one thing I'm going to talk about right here is Ready, Load, Fire. Dispels all debuffs from the allies and commands the Paralyn army to fire on all enemies, decreasing combat readiness by 20% and inflicting damage according to the attack of the hero with the highest attack, increasing the caster's combat readiness by 50%. Alright, so this ability, it has a couple parts to it that I'd like to point out. One, if you're running a super high attack unit, and I'm talking I run a 5k Arbiter Vildred. I used the damage from my 5k Arbiter Vildred with her S3. She was doing some chunky damage. Very, very impressive numbers. Wasn't one-shotting things. Some people are doing the Gunther meme where they're building the Gunther up. Especially now that he's 3-star and it takes Stigma the Molo. You can get a Gunther up there to 7k, 8k attack. And using him to do one-shots with Lilias. I've heard of people doing that. I haven't seen those yet myself, but some people are talking about doing that. So this is a very interesting ability, especially if you want to run her from a damage aspect. Not bad at all. Definitely a very cool ability. The second part to this ability is Dispel all debuffs. So I like to look at abilities in a different way. The dispel debuffs could be used to your advantage. All right. So let's say, for example, you use her to cut in front of Tam Isera, for example. You did your defense break. You did your defense break on ML Kin. You're ready to go in there, do that hefty damage on ML Kin. One shot him for you. You don't have to deal with this dude anymore. Okay. But she's running Hilga's Lance on her. She cuts in front of Tam because you attack somebody else. She cuts in front. She does that. She removes the debuff. You're not getting your one-shot cleave on your ML Kin. There's different ways you can run her in this aspect, and she's very, very, very versatile knight. So I like her. That S3 is super nice and loaded. Some things you want to keep in mind if you're pulling on her. Her S2 is a very interesting ability indeed. There's one other character that I can think of off the top of my head right now that runs an ability like that, and that's Falconer Clury. You can do a soul burn to ignore effective resistance. So if you're using her on an offense, you can provoke somebody by 100% chance maxed out to ignore effective resistance and just taunt them. Just flat out taunt them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you have 200% effective resistance. Momo, taunt her. I mean, opposite element, so probably wouldn't work so well. You do still get that negative 15%, but still. That's, you know, maybe that does. No, actually, that it doesn't attack. It doesn't attack. I take that back. Since it doesn't attack, you're not going to get that negative to that because she doesn't attack. So it's huge. It's huge. You can taunt Momo. I don't know if you've ever dreamt of taunting Momo before, but she has the ability to do that with the Soul Burn. She also cast the barrier on herself. The barrier's actually pretty decent. It's not a bad barrier for sure. It's definitely a decent barrier. All right. So we also have her S1. Now, I have seen different builds with Lilias going around. One thing I have noticed is the Liliases that have a lot of hit points on them, and they attack with this S1. This S1 is huge on damage. I don't know if people are moloing it or what. I used a non-molo version of it and was actually quite impressed by it. The damage numbers that were coming from this are kind of insane. The thing is, it triggers a dual attack from a random ally. You don't know who it's going to be. You know, you may proc one from Luna, Arbiter Vildred. You may proc one from your Momo. You never know who's going to proc this dual attack. But the fact is, it does decent damage. So where is she at as a knight? she's definitely a pretty decent knight. She's definitely, a lot of people compare her to Fallen Ceci, and I can see that. The fact is, she can cleanse. She can cleanse, which makes it huge. So you got a knight you can now throw on a team that can cleanse on defense. I like that aspect of her. That's really, really good, because you have other options out there. You could throw Momo in your party as a defense unit to cleanse, which isn't going to 100% cleanse you because you don't have control over the AI. You don't know how it's going to roll. You also have units like Kitty Clarissa that can cleanse. Is she the best unit to use on defense? I mean, she's kind of, by herself, she's kind of nothing. At least with Lilias, you can run like something like Bastion. You can run something like Arius, which makes her a very interesting knight. So my overall thoughts on her, she's a great defensive unit. She's a great defensive unit. She's a great offensive unit. If you need a good fire knight in your life, she's your gal. She has a metal leg too, so why not? And it's pretty cool looking. So with that being said, I really like Lilias. I think she's a great unit. I'm still not 100% sure if I want to molo her yet. I haven't hit that point, but the thought of moloing her is definitely a good one. A good idea. Another thing I've also seen with her on Guild Wars Defense, people running like SSB, Charles, Lilias for that RGB threat. I will say this though. I will say this. If you're running her on Guild Wars Defense and you're trying to run her as a DPS build, all right, and you run one damage dealer in your group with her, all you have to do is kill that one damage dealer and Lilias is nothing. Once you've lost that attack from somebody else, that S3 is not going to hit so hard. So keep that in mind when you're running her. Don't count her as a DPS. She's still a tank. She's still a support tank. You still, on Guild Wars, you still need the other two attackers to make her beneficial, in my opinion. So do I think Lilias is worth pulling for? I think she is worth pulling for. Is she limited? She's not limited. She's going to be around. You can always get her. If you're struggling, you need a good knight in your life, she's a great knight to get. With that being said, there's other options out there. You can run Falconer Clury now. You can fully molo Falconer Clury with the new 3-star Stigma feature. So there's a lot of knight options out there you can run now. Do I like Lilias? Do I think she's going to be meta? I have a funny feeling you're going to see a lot of Liliases in Guild Wars. You're going to see a lot of Liliases in the arena. I think she's going to be around for a while. Just for the fact that she can dispel all debuffs makes her a huge threat to any debuff teams, from Dizzy's, from, you know, Isera's defense breaks, all that stuff. That's going to make her a huge threat. That ability right there is pretty huge. Would I build her more the damage route? I like the more the defensive route. Go make her super quick, make her with lots of hit points is my option with that. If you can fit some crit damage in there, that's great. That's going to make her hit harder with her S3 and her S1. But if you can't, speed and hit points is fine. Speed and hit points is fine. Make that happen. With that being said, I guess that's going to be my review of Lilias. I don't normally do reviews. I'm not sure how these are supposed to go. I don't watch other people's reviews of characters. I always try to get my own opinion on a character when I'm playing it. So I don't know if this is a good review or a bad review, but yeah. All right, that works. So don't forget to hit that like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications and leave a comment below. What do you think of Lilias? Did you pull for her? Did you like her? Yeah, all that good stuff.